Hello, good afternoon / evening, everyone. Who's up for a party? On a Wednesday? Right, let's dive in, shall we? Joker Jake, good evening. Welcome. You're lucky I'm here. I put the stream on YouTube with the intention of doing all my usual announcements, maybe just having a bit of a chill out time before the stream started, and I fell asleep. Woke up at 5:15. It's 5:15. I was supposed to start streaming at 5:30. They made no announcements or anything. I felt tired after I got home. I had a cup of coffee. I felt fine. Had a cup of coffee. Had 3 little miniature cheese scones filled with mustard, ham, and some kind of cheese from Marks and Spencer's. They were very nice. Didn't really have to eat them because I had a late lunch, and when I had my lunch, I had quite a lot of lunch. It was a sandwich. I had half a packet of a share bag of crisps and a Galaxy Ripple. So I had that like 2:30. So I got home at about 4:15. So I wasn't really starving, but the mum was like, "Oh, look, I've got these little cheese scone things. Do you want some?" I said, "Yeah, I'll have a couple." Thinking I'm quite satisfied, but hey, when you give me food, I can't turn it down. And then she said, "Oh, you can have 3. They're only small." I'm like, "Okay, I'll have 3." And I even just had these 3 little mini things, and I was like, "Ooh, that's probably pushed me over the edge." Ooh, stomach ache. And then I started to feel really tired, and then I fell asleep. And then I woke up at 5:10, which is good. Clearly, my body clock was like, "It's time to get up. You've got something to do, you know." It's kind of weird how your body does that, isn't it? Because, I mean, at least my body, it's very rare that I sleep so much that I miss something. So if I was to fall asleep before football, although nowadays I put my alarm on if I think I'm feeling sleepy before football, I'll put my alarm on so that it wakes me up just in case. But I thought even if I fell asleep and I didn't put my alarm on, I tend to wake up, oh, it's 7:45. Football's at 8. Oh, happy days. Just like my body just seems to like, it knows it's time to get up. You've got something to do. It's very rare that I wake up and think, "Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 8:30. Oh, I've missed football. Oh dear." But anyway, my body is in tune with my usual. Exactly. It's like, you're starting a stream in 10 minutes. Come on, wake up. Oh. Was I asleep? Which is kind of bizarre. It was kind of one of those sleeps where I think I fell asleep about 5:20, and I woke up at like 5:15, where I just was like, I don't even recall falling asleep. And when I woke up, it was like, have I been asleep? Oh, it's 5:15. Hang on a second. I must have been asleep. Where's the time gone? Dirk, welcome. Tracy Canuck, good to see you. Right, so yeah, I'm here. I'm fully awake. I'm fully alert. And I'm going to football at 8 o'clock, so I need to be finished for 7:30. So we've got just under 2 hours, but there'll be no interruptions, no dinners, just us running this country into the ground. Having people bumped off that we don't like, doing dodgy dealings, and all that kind of jazz. Right, but I do have to keep an eye on my phone, because I don't think football's going to be cancelled today, because we've got 2 people on the reserve list as well. So if somebody wants to pull out, we should be able to get cover, so it's fine. Right, anyway, so as we left off last time, as I said, we had people assassinated, namely Livia Suno, aka Summit Vance. That seems to have saved Peter from his depths of despair and potential suicide. And we have transferred the gendarmerie to Lilius after promising her to do that, and the power's going to her head, I think. And then she reported back that we have found some evidence that Marcel Cronte is tied to the Coronelli family, that big criminal syndicate family, and she wants to investigate. And I was like, no, don't investigate. It might be premature. Oh, it could be right. You could be right, but he's got ties to the government because I've got my contacts. I'm like, whatever, Lilius. Go take a running jump. Don't investigate him. Focus on Mr. Tusk. Thank you and bye. And then we promptly picked up the phone to Mr. Caronte and give him the heads up. And so we have basically pitched all in. We pushed all our chips into the middle of the table to basically say, yeah, we're corrupt. Yeah, We're a corrupt leader. Yeah, we don't give a crap. We're running this country as we see fit. And that's that. Because, hell, I am the president. And I'll do as I want. I'm the president. I'm not being impeached. My party, they're going to have to like me or lump me. And the populace, they'll come round to my way of thinking. Because, hey, I'm going to get a lot of campaign funding from Mr. Cronty. His papers love me. And hellfire and brimstone, I'm on side with the women too. Even though I didn't personally invest. Thanks very much. Oh yeah, and Rumberg, we're going to smash you in the face so that I can be seen as a strong and capable ruler. I want war. I want Rumberg to come knocking. I want to provoke them into war so that we can win that war and I can be a winning war leader president, because that'll get me re-elected. So that's our strategy. That's our complete and utter strategy. I think that's our last gasp effort to be re-elected. We want war with Rumberg. We've got new tanks. We've got new guns. We've got Valksland on side. Bring it on, Rumberg. We'll smash you in the face. And then we'll be re-elected as a war hero. Is that going to happen? We're going to try. So let's see how it pans out. Let's carry on. Let's carry on with our Mr. Rayne, who is a scheming, conniving man. But hey, this is politics for you. Briefing on the current healthcare situation. Oh yeah, this boring stuff. Healthcare, people are dying, people have got polio, whoopee-doo, come on now. We've got bigger fish to fry here. Bit of population decrease. Never hurt anybody, did it? Apart from those that die, of course. Right, onwards. I feel so awful saying it. I almost feel like these sessions should come with a complete and utter health warning. These views are not my own. I am playing a character. When I make these off-the-cuff comments, it is not me. This is Mr. Rayne speaking. I am Mr. Rayne's voice in the head, devil on the shoulder. Devil on both shoulders, because he doesn't have an angel on one side and a devil on the other. He has two devils. One is more devilish than the other, but nonetheless, both are devils. Anyway, I had a meeting scheduled with Pascal to receive the annual healthcare report, of which we'll just have the highlights, please, Pascal. We're very busy. Stacks of paper he has in hand, and underneath arms and overflowing from briefcases, I assume. Struggling to stifle a yawn here. Mr. President, he put the mountain of papers on my desk. It made a loud thud. I know this seems like a lot. Reviewing it shouldn't take more than a day. And who's reviewing it? And who's got a day to review it? I'm in charge. Surely you can give me the highlights. You think I've got time here to read a stack of papers? That's what I've got you for. You're leading the health sector. Give me the précis and highlights, Mr. Bennywall. Or maybe two. Clearly, I don't have 2 days. Yeah, maybe. That sounds just great, yeah. Get the sarcasm in my voice, Mr. Bennywall. They contain very important information about the status of our healthcare. Salaries, expenditures, hospital reports, whatever you like. We can go through this together. No, you can go through it and you can give me the highlights. Can't you just summarize? That's what I'm paying you for. Oh, of course. I breathed a sigh of relief as he put on his reading glasses to look at the documents he was holding. So, we have concluded our report for the year. The health services have been downsized and cut according to the new budget plan, which caused a negative impact. The service quality has dropped across the country. We have longer waiting times, fewer doctors and nurses, and more areas without proper healthcare. Don't worry, Mr. Bennywall. Once Rumberg is smashed to the ground and the internal threats are swept up, we shall reevaluate the health situation. Oh, we must. If we have another year like this one, we might not be able to fully recover. Ever. Ever is a long time, Mr. Bennywall. Don't be so dramatic. My team is obviously absolutely exhausted, and all the fired personnel from the ministry are furious with our administration. We let them down. As I said, Mr. Benival, we will assess the situation and find solutions. It's what I do best. Short-term pain for long-term gain and all that. The situation is grave. We should not underestimate it. Now that I have given you the short summary, there is a very important matter to discuss. Leaning over to grab his briefcase, he pulled out a tan-coloured package. The package was stamped with big red letters that read "Confidential." He opened the package and brought out a few documents. He handed them over to me. I took the documents from his hand. It was a report from the Ministry of Health. Each page had a stamp on it that read, "For the President's eyes only." The report was titled, "Polio Outbreak in Bergia." Oh. How bad is it? For now, it seems to be under control. We have put a few villages under quarantine. The total number of infected is currently 1,467. The death toll is at 23 so far. If we have more outbreaks, the results will be terrible. With the funding cuts to our healthcare, we are in potentially very dangerous territory. If the hospitals start overflowing, we will be done for. I will tell it to you straight. With our current state, we can't even hope to curb the infection ration if there are more outbreaks. This is a very serious matter, Mr. President. The lives of Swordish citizens are at stake. Proposals, what we can do about this? It doesn't cost me an arm and a leg. We have done our research. There is a cure. A vaccine was recently invented in United Contana, and the formula has been made available for free across the entire world. No matter what people think about United Contana, if the same thing happened in Arcasia, we would be paying a steep price for it. Unfortunately, because of the state of our current funding, we have neither the required materials nor the capability to produce this vaccine locally, which means we have to buy it. It will be costly, but nothing comes before health. Now we have government budget available to us. And it's not that expensive. Although there's been fewer than 30 deaths, infected rate were under control. Do we really need it? Last time we spoke to Lucian, he seemed to think it was completely fine. So, but I kind of think this could be a little bit of a kind of an Olivey Branchy kind of situation where, well, you know, we've underfunded the health sector, but we've been told about this outbreak, and you know what? We've funded a vaccine for it. We've bought it, we've funded it, we've rolled it out. We're not completely heartless. Alternatively, we could just say, no, it's fine, everything's fine. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that if we don't do something about this, this outbreak will spiral completely out of control. The alternative, the other line of thinking is this is in Bergia. Bergia. Troublesome Bergia. Few people less in Bergia, less of a problem, isn't it? Oh, the wicked things that happen behind the scenes of government. You know, as I said before, this game kind of makes you wonder if this kind of conversation happens in real life. Yeah, Bergia, Mr. Prime Minister or Mr. President, Bergia, outbreak problem. People could die. Yeah, but it's Bergia. People there are a problem. Less of them, not a problem. Let it be. Spin some tale why we can't afford it. Bye. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know what other things we might need to fund going forward. I'm trying to kind of think of the fact that, you know, is this -1 money well spent? If we spend this, is this going to get us re-elected? This is the kind of thought process that we have to have now. Everything that we spend money on is going to have to either stop the recession in its tracks or reverse the recession as our promise and pledge, or it's going to have to get us re-elected. If spending money achieves neither of those objectives, then we can't be putting money into it. So is potentially curbing the polio threat with this money here going to do anything to the recession? Not really. I don't think so. Yeah, more people alive, more people to spend money. Yeah, very, very tenuous link there. Not going to, no. So basically, no. Is it going to get us re-elected, though? That's the question. President funds vaccine, saves lives. Probably not. Probably not, if I'm being honest. If a pandemic were to happen as a result of this polio outbreak, that might be quite devastating for our election, however. Especially when we've underfunded the health sector. Because they could solely put the blame on us for not funding health, and therefore you've caused this pandemic, you refuse the vaccine, you've caused it, therefore we hate your guts. So that could be the only slight issue here that might want us to put this money in. Tough decision. Brendan, welcome. Good evening. Good evening. I think we're gonna play it cautious. Lucia's not here to advise. We're gonna play it cautious. I mean, this guy could being a drama queen right now. He really could. But I kind of I've got a sneaky suspicion he's probably gonna get a lot worse. We're gonna have to make another decision after this. I know polio is no joke. I get it. Yeah, I've seen it. You know, you get polio, you end up in one of those iron lung machines. You know, if you're lucky to survive. You know, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. Cham, welcome. Good evening to you too. So I'm coming at it from the angle of if this outbreak were to get much worse, which it potentially could, because it is spreading, it is polio. We've probably done some research, although it is 1955, 4, 6, whatever. Polio might not be quite so. You know, you can't just quickly Google it, can you? But I think we're probably well aware that polio is a dangerous disease. And if this gets into a pandemic state, this is not good. If we can be seen to be stopping the spread and publicise this, using our network in the papers, President saves country from polio and Rumberg. Threats, internal, external, and threats you can't see. He's covered it all. Spin it, do it, save them. I'll give you what you need. Vaccine, bring it on. Make sure people know I personally give the green light to this vaccine program. Yes? Good on you. Now do it. You have once again proven that you are the right leader for Swordland in my eyes. Yes, I don't care about your eyes, Pascal. I care about the voters' eyes. Make sure they see it exactly the same way. Spread the word, spread it wide. I have not even my money. I have funded this. I have shuffled government coffers to specifically pay for this vaccine. Right away, Mr. President. This is a great first step. No, this is the first step and final step. If you're coming to me with more handouts, forget about it. I've put enough money into this now. Don't be coming back asking for more. I'm afraid simply having the vaccines won't help. We need to make sure they are administered. We need to implement a nationwide mandatory polio vaccination policy. With your order, I can immediately get to work to ensure we are doing whatever it takes. This might seem excessive, however. It is absolutely necessary. So we did this last time, And Nagisa, yeah, president forces population to get vaccine. What a tyrant. Exactly. So last time we did this, and he might be right, that to make it mandatory, people are going to not like it, but it could curb it. And if we have put money into this, I'm kind of wanting to go the other way with this time, simply because I want to see what the difference is. But if we have specifically put money into this, I kind of feel like we must force people to have it. We've paid for this, damn it. You will have it. But I'm intrigued as to, well, just let them choose. Give them the freedom of choice. They can have the vaccine or they can't. It's up to them. And if they end up dead, they can't blame me, can they? But then it kind of defeats the purpose, because if some people are sceptical and don't want it because, hey, it's 1950s, don't forget, this is not like anti-vax time. But, you know, I'm not having it. It's a vaccine, right? You're having a laugh. And they still spread it anyway. We spent this money for no flipping reason. So, what do we do on this front? I kind of don't want to tick the people off any more than necessary going forward, because we want to be re-elected now. We're focusing on re-election. We'll still do as we need to do, but you know, the whole women situation, we've caved in on that, and it could get us some votes. And now with this, you know, let people make an informed decision. If they don't want vaccines, it's up to them, but the option's there should they wish to have it. Oh, I'm tempted just to let them crack on and see what they say. See what they say. And then we can blame the populace. If people get polio and end up with a massive outbreak, it's people's fault. We give them the right to choose, and the people are too stupid to choose otherwise. Well, that's probably our fault, because we've failed in education. No, obviously education's a long-term thing. If people are stupid now, it was because of previous educational situations. Right, but the way this says, let's observe the situation first, makes me think that it's us sitting back and doing nothing about it. Let's observe it. It's not going to get any better, is it? Oh, God, why am I so indecisive today? We must be a strong leader. That is very true. We have been strong in every other thing, haven't we? Now, do you know what? Do it. Do it. I paid for this vaccine, damn it! These people will have it. Stick a needle in everybody. They're gonna love it. They may not like it. They may think it's tyrannical, but I am looking out for their health. All right? This polio threat is no laughing matter, and they lack the education to see it. Excellent. Now, if you will excuse me, I must get to work immediately. Thank you for your time, Mr. President. You left my office, leaving me alone with a lot of paperwork to go through. I'm not going through it, which we promptly shoved off the desk and replaced with a cup of coffee. Kicked back, put our feet where the papers were, and started sipping away, lit a cigar up, and contemplated the rest of the day. Mr. President, so good when it's good, eh? When it's bad, it can be very bad, but at times like this, it can be very good. Cheers, Mr. Pennywell. Cheers. Right, government budget decreases. Epidemic prevented. Woohoo! I mean, that's got to be a good thing, right? Come on. Come on. The Ministry of Health, my prompt action and my effective measures have successfully prevented the epidemic from spreading, thereby averting a major health crisis. Indeed, my tireless efforts in saying yes to Pascal has helped this country no end. Mandatory vaccination obviously is going to be reported negatively somewhere, and we've got epidemic prevention measures in place. Yes, of course, it sounds so much like 2020, doesn't it? News, geopolitical, volcanic power. Ooh, volcanic activity to power electricity and all that kind of jazz. Look at that. Ooh, make use of them volcanoes, folks. Right, Lotherberg Group opens first private prisons. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Just outside of V-Sword. We've got maximum and minimum security facilities. The new complex is about the same size as Antel Rock, but promises to house twice as many prisoners, thanks to smaller cells and stacked bunk beds. Sounds like horrendous conditions, but you're in prison. It's not supposed to be the Ritz, is it? Enjoy. You don't like the conditions? Tell your visitors when they come in not to commit any crimes. Perfect. Prevention is the key. This is not the UK. You don't get Sky Television here. Exercise in the gym? PlayStations? No. Bunk beds. Rations. Squalor. You're in prison. Thank you. Buy Iron Lung. Okay. My limits with spending have obviously their limits. We are preventing people from getting polio. If you've already got polio, it's too late for you. You're going to be confined to an iron lung. Your life's going to be a misery. We might as well put you out of your misery right now and not buy an iron lung. Sorry about it, but we can't do everything. We've got a budget. Don't buy. Sorry about that. If you've not got polio, you're fine. Get a jab. You've got polio, it's game over. Sorry about it, but hey, we've got to balance the books. I think that's a reasonable approach, don't you? Who wants to live in a flipping iron lung? My goodness, I've seen one of those things. I think they're one of the last people. I think it was one of the last people that was left living in real life in an iron lung. Passed away last year, or maybe earlier this year. And it just looked horrendous. And the poor, he'd survived like, I don't know, a long time. Like, we're talking like 40 years in this iron lung. And then maybe just a bit before that, somebody in an iron lung died because the power went off. I mean, goodness, no. We're providing a mercy here. A mercy. Less smoke bill. I'm not bothered about less smoke. If we can tax it and it makes income, let them smoke themselves to death too. What on earth? This playthrough. Less smoke bill. No! Oh, what's this? The Assembly passes an amendment to the tax bill in order to increase tax revenue and reduce the excessive amount of tobacco consumption in the general populace. Oh, we're increasing the tax to 30%. Full tax exemption if the products are to be destined for export to other countries. Yeah, of course. Extra government budget, extra tax on tobacco products. It's we care about the health of our citizens all of a sudden. I love it. I love it. Hey, look, I'm the president. I don't pay tax on my cigars. Look, I'm the president. I get my cigars from elsewhere. Which other country that do the best cigars? Wasn't it Arcasian cigars or Lesbian cigars or something which are the best? I import them. Tariff-free. I'm the president. You make it sound as if I'm paying for my own cigars. I'm the flipping president, you idiots. Come on. Again, I'm talking in president fashion here. I'm not calling you idiots, really. I'm imagining you as my cabinet right now. You know. But you have to think about it, fools. I don't pay for my own bloody damn cigars. Other people, however, tax them. All paid for by the State Department. Yeah, exactly. I almost think of it like a job perk, necessary expense to get one through the day. You know, all cabinet members entitled to free cigars from Lesbia because the job is that stressful. Puff your stress away. Yeah, sign it. Extra government budget. And we can pretend we're doing it for the health of the people. Oh, this is... I can't... If we manage to get to the election time in one piece, I can't wait to see the outcome. I really can't. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. Right, what have we got? Tobacco consumption reduced. We've prevented epidemics. We've reduced tobacco consumption. We're a man that cares about this country's health. Look at me. Anton Rayne. The new Mr. Green. Oh, dearie me. Right. This is all good press. This is all good press, I'm telling you. Time to smoke less? The administration has signed the Less Smoke Bill, aimed at increasing tax income for the government and to reduce the high tobacco consumption. Tobacco was recently discovered as dangerous to personal health after researchers in United Quintana published an international paper. There have been opposing voices on the increase of the pack of cigarettes, especially foreign ones that are favoured by the Swordish. What, like lesbian cigars? It's a good job mine are free then, isn't it? The Shaven Times, smokes taxed. Oh, this is big news. Triggered a dozen complaints from working class citizens who smoke often. Oh no, I'm saving your life. I'm saving your life. Trust me. I've heard in the future that smoking is very bad for you. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Meeting with the family. Right, we've signed bills, we've saved the country from epidemic. It's time now to have a friendly family meal as the saviour of Swordland. Have I ever smoked? No. Nope, seriously, I haven't. First of all, I had asthma, so that never appealed to me. But I can't think of anything worse. I cannot think of anything worse. The smell of it in the air and on your clothes is bad enough. To put it in your mouth, oh God, no thanks. As I stepped through the front door of our stately residence, a sense of tranquility washed over me. Job well done so far? I'd say so. The house was quiet, almost too quiet, without Frank blasting his music from upstairs. I wonder how the tyke's getting on. I entered the grand study and let the warm glow of the room envelope me. Monica was sitting by the fireplace with a very old-looking book in her hands. I sit down in the armchair next to hers and just enjoying the radiant glow of the fire. Oh, I didn't realise you were home. Is everything really going well at work? Canada's got a lot more smokers out in the street. And a lot of cannabis too. Yeah, it's legal in Canada, yeah. Hello, Amin. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Evelyn said Peter's finally stopped drinking. Or most likely stopped drinking so very much. Oh! So Evelyn hasn't left him, and he's cutting down drinking. This is a complete turnaround from our first playthrough, and my second playthrough, because the same outcome happened in my second playthrough. So this is really good news. I mean, we don't want him dead. He's our friend. He cocked up, but he's now seems like he might be learning from his mistakes. Cannabis cigarettes are treated almost the same as tobacco. That's interesting. So I was in Mexico last November, if you remember, and we were and Mexico at that time of year certainly was mainly British people and Canadians. There weren't that many Americans, funny enough, but there were a lot of. It might not be funny enough, I don't know. But there weren't a lot of Americans. There were lots more Canadians. And we were talking with a family next to us, and they were talking about the whole cannabis situation in Canada. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we smoke cannabis all the time." She said, "But they don't drink. We don't drink." They didn't. We don't drink much, but we use cannabis, and it's fine. You know, we're all very chilled out. We don't. It's just as it is. And to a country that obviously cannabis is illegal, it's quite an interesting conversation because it's like. Oh yeah, we just bought. I don't know. I can't remember what she said. Whether they bought it from like special shops, prescribed shops, I think maybe. Yeah, just go, pay your money, and off you go, smoke away. It's like, oh, interesting. It would be kind of weird, walking through town, doing some shopping, and people, smoking all over the damn place. But hey, cannabis shops. Interesting. Which is actually really strange because in Amsterdam it isn't actually legal. I had this conversation with somebody and did some research whilst I was in Amsterdam. So in Canada it sounds like it's legal, aka smoke it in the streets, have your fun, buy it, smoke it, it's legal. In Amsterdam, it's not legal. Technically, there's a word for it, and I can't remember what the word was, but it's not legal. You can't. They frown upon you smoking in the street, for example. Tolerated. That's it. That's the word. Tolerated. It's not legal. So if you were to go down the street smoking it off, Happy Larry, no, you still can't do that. You've got to have it in the prescribed coffee shops and stuff. Mushrooms are illegal here too. That's the word. It was tolerated. That was what I read. Yeah. Because obviously got to do your research when you're in Amsterdam, because you don't want to fall foul of any foreign police. And I say that because as a British person, we get a bad press anyway as bad tourists, don't we? So I imagine that if we were ever locked up by sort of police anywhere in the world, it wouldn't be good. You British louts! I'm not a British lout. Honestly, I didn't realise. I just thought it was legal here. You just know. So I thought, no, better do my research. So I did. Anyway, let's carry on. But yeah, good to hear. Peter stopped drinking. Still with Evelyn. Good. Apparently he's been coming home a lot more often and spends most nights in his study, working on documents. Working on documents? Is this the same Peter? Exactly. I won't believe that until I see it with my own eyes. Oh my goodness. That was my exact response to Evelyn. She sighed. I don't know, Anton. Both of you seem to be under a massive amount of stress lately. Listen, Evelyn, my stress is melting away. I've not been impeached. The health of the country's going to be fine. The books are balanced. I'm not flipping stressed. I'm happy, right? I'm feeling good. I'm getting into my flow, running the country. It's fine. Don't worry about me, my dear. My bank balance is looking healthy as usual, which always perks me up, puts a smile on my face. Maybe we can make some time for a little getaway. We can have a weekend retreat at the vineyard in Erleroy. What do you think? I think it's a spiffing idea. Let's make the arrangements. Great! She grinned. Just then we heard the patter of small feet approaching the study. Dina appeared by the door with a piece of folded paper clutched in her hand. Mama, Papa, look what I found! Monarch and I immediately turned our attention to her. Our curiosity piqued. If this is a death threat letter, it's going to really rain on my parade, because I'm having a great day so far. What have you got there, darling? Dina unfolded the paper and started to read it aloud. Oh, it's a death threat, is this? We hope this letter finds you in good spirits, surrounded by the warmth of your loved ones. Oh, her reading is coming on absolutely marvellously, dear, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Carry on reading, carry on. That was it. If I had written that, you wouldn't be able to read it in my handwriting. Oh, how we long for a world where justice prevails, where the corrupt are exposed and the righteous triumph. There's a sting in the tail to this letter, I feel. We're getting a little bit suspicious. Very, very good reading, Dina. Carry on. Her voice started quivering as she continued. We advise all of you to tread carefully, for it was Anton Rayne who grew the darkness over this land and suffocated our people. For what the President did, he and his family shall face retribution. Retribution. Give me the paper here, Dina. It's calm as you like. It's retribution, sweetie. It's retribution. It's all right. Give me the paper. Give me the paper. Thank you. Very good. She reluctantly approached us with the letter. Papa, why does it say that you suffocated people? This letter's from some misguided individuals, Dina. We won't let them get their way, don't worry. They're there. Just some silly nonsense. I took the letter from her grasp and started reading it. The safety you have enjoyed so far is nothing but an illusion. Think twice before you step into our ancestral lands. Danger lurks around every corner. Okay, avoid Berger, like the plague. Berger, we're stepping in Berger. Right, okay, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, we probably are shifting a little tiny bit uncomfortably. We're not overly concerned right now, but we might be speaking with Carl and Sergei and asking for our personal security to be increased slightly. No more evening walks through the park, I'm afraid, Monica, for now. Don't forget, the powerful are vulnerable, and the oppressed have nothing to lose. When you eliminated our people's right to represent themselves, you gave us no choice but to take matters into our own hands. Consider our words, for they hold weight beyond your existence. Your decisions shape the destinies of millions, and their consequences will reverberate through the nation. With sincerest concern, the Blue Dish Freedom Front. What are we going to do, Anton? This is serious. Don't worry, Monica, I'll inform the authorities and take every necessary precaution. We can't be too cautious. The letter is directed at our entire family, and we know what its authors are capable of. Dina, sensing the tension, tiptoed closer to us, her eyes wide. Dina, honey, where did you find this? She hesitated for a moment before speaking. I found it in the living room window. It was stuck between the frames. It's okay, sweetie. But next time, please talk to me or your mother before touching things like that, okay? Papa, what's going on? Are they threatening us for something you did? She spoke innocently, but I could sense a new guardedness in her voice. I took a deep breath and tried to find the right words. Dina, we've received a letter from some people called the BFF. They want to do bad things to us because they don't agree with what we stand for. But Daddy, we're good people. I don't know, and I know you always try to do what's best for everyone. Why would they want to hurt us? Yes. Dina, of course I always strive to be the best I can be, but sometimes people have different opinions, unfortunately. So what are we going to do? We can't let the bad people win, can we? Of course not. Of course not. We will not let them win. We will take every precaution to keep us all safe. Don't you worry about that. And we will find these people and ensure that they are dealt with appropriately. Okay. Monica tugged on my arm. Anton, we have to talk about this. You and me alone. She gestured towards the kitchen. We'll be back in a bit, sweetie. We entered the kitchen and Monica closed the door behind us. Anton, I know the Ashraf anniversary will take place in a few days. I don't want you to attend. You know it's the largest ever commemoration of the Izam incident, and it will be swarming with Blue Dish separatists. With everything going on in Berger and the timing of this letter, this cannot be a coincidence. Oh. See, on the one thing, I kind of want to attend this ceremony because I do not want to be seen to be hiding in fear. But on the other hand, I'm sincerely and seriously concerned that we're going to be shot dead. Yeah, strong and capable leader shuns and balks attending this big Blue Dish. Yeah, so as much as that is what I want to come, I think it's more trouble than it's worth. And we'll send Peter instead. Peter, can you just go to the ceremony? I've got the flu or something. Oh, damn it. I'm not afraid, but I am afraid. I don't expect... Look, ultimately... I don't think it's about being afraid, necessarily. I mean, I just don't want to be dead. Who wants to die? I cannot let the Buddhists... Well, clearly not bother about the Buddhist people. I'm not bothered about the victims of Islam either. This is about us... This is about us either wanting to appear weak or not appear weak. But then there's also be foolish or not be foolish. I know you can be assassinated in this game. I know that. I'll have to look at the Steam Autumn sale. Thanks for that, Cham. And I know you can be assassinated in this game. I've heard. I don't know how, why, what, when, where, but I got a sneaking suspicion that this is probably going to be the situation that if you don't play your cards correctly, you could end up dead. Now, we have absolutely probably done everything possible to tick off the Blue Dish people. Now, this is a Blue Dish event, and I couldn't give a crap if the Blue Dish people take offence at the fact that I'm not there, if I'm being honest. President didn't turn up, he don't like us. You're quite correct. When you threaten me like this, I couldn't care less about you. Enjoy your ceremony, but I have other engagements. So, as much as they might see it as a sign of weakness, whatever they want to spin it as, I'm not going. I am not going. I want to preserve my life, my family. I've got a vineyard to retire to. I'm not going to be put into a situation where I'm going to be surrounded by thousands and thousands of people that potentially could put a bullet between my head. And with the best one in the world and the best security in the world, they're not going to be able to protect me every single second that I'm there. You know, this is not the current 2020s or whatever, you know, where I could sit in a car, motorcade, that's covered in bulletproof glass, that I can just be seen through the window, give a wave, maybe a microphone on the car, speak from the safety of my motorcade. It's probably not going to happen here, is it? No. So, forget it. Forget it. Monica, I've got no intentions of attending this ceremony. I'll make my apologies and I shall send somebody in my stead. Oh, that's good to know. Please, Anton, listen to me this time. Do you think we can trust the presidential guard after this? Now that... Ooh. I mean, I'm assuming that the presidential guard is surrounding the house, so somebody just ambling in, sticking a letter in your window, that's pretty crap security, isn't it? So that would raise suspicion. So I'm going to have to get to the root cause of this problem, and somebody may have to be fired. Because how on earth has this been allowed to happen? Yeah, Windsor Castle, Buckingham Palace, King Charles, sat in his study, doing whatever. Knock on window, here you go, pal, have this letter. Might as well be as good as that. Where's the security? Hello? Exactly. No, something's amiss here. I'll get to the root of it, don't you worry. Carl Greaser will be on speed dial very shortly. You have to do something about our security. Don't worry, we'll weather this together. I'll take care of the necessary measures. She did not respond. I knew what I said hadn't made her feel any better. Before I could say anything else, she embraced me tightly. We'll get through this together. We have to. How real was the threat to my family? Did I really have the power to guarantee their safety? I felt a chill running down my spine. Ooh, we've got some very somber music here. Support Ashraf anniversary. Oh, we can attend with an armoured convoy? Oh no, don't give me that option. Oh, I said, what did I say? It's not the 2020s, I can't just sit behind an armoured screen. Oh, apparently we can. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, shooting. An armoured convoy would enrage them. I don't care about enraging them, as long as I'm not dead. They can't. What are they going to do to me through an armoured convoy if I don't get out? Are they that sophisticated to have a bomb? Stick a bomb in the car? Throw a bomb in the street? I'm in an armoured convoy. Hail of bullets? Bring it on. Storm it? It's tempting. Oh no. I can't. We can't be. We've got to play this right. We can't just be. We've got to play this as if I'm Anton Rayne. Now, if I was in Anton Rayne's shoes, not that I would ever be this way inclined, and do all this horrible stuff that he's done, but if I was, I wouldn't be going to this, I'm afraid. I've got one life, and I ain't putting myself in danger. It's a bludish movement. It's a bludish rally. Let them crack on. You have your rally. You do your protesting. Have a good time. Leave it with you. You could have tossed a bomb. Yeah, a bomb. Nothing's unlikely. If they think that we're going to be turning up, they could plan anything to try to end us. Nah, I'm not going. Forget it. Armoured convoy, oh no. We've got family to think about. President doesn't attend anniversary, despite invite from Lek. The leader of the independents, Mansoon Lek, spoke to the Radical in an interview yesterday. Mr. Lek has claimed that President Rayne outright refused his invitation to attend the anniversary of Watani Ashraf, and that he was disappointed by his decision. Ashraf anniversary is a very important day for Bludish and Swordish alike. We are one people, and we should act like it. It's a shame that the government still refuses to make amends. I kind of feel on the one hand, though, that we have kind of caved into these threats, and perhaps these threats were purposely done to make us not attend, so that could be used against us in the future. But weighing everything up together, it's just too risky. Too risky. Presidential security increased. Significantly bolstered. Comprehensive review has been conducted, and we've got enhanced security measured, increased personnel deployment, heightened surveillance systems, and closer coordination with intelligence agencies to preempt any potential threats. I mean, it gets to a certain point where you think to yourself, are you a prisoner in your own home, a prisoner in your own presidential palace? And if it gets to that stage, how much fun is it to exist? Maybe it's time to retire to my villa. Don't worry, we're still going to be a war hero. It's fine. Gaddafi seemed to enjoy himself. Okay, briefing on the current political situation. Hey, look, we're walking to the White Room with a cup of coffee in my hand. We're not that concerned, are we? Coffee time. Ooh, la-dee-da-dee-da. Hello there. Hi, everybody. Walking past every single bit of security. Hello. Standing to attention. Saluting, no doubt. Walking tall, head high, shoulders forward. It's all about body language. Giving off the aura of confidence and power. Another great day, isn't it? Yes. My vice president has scheduled a meeting on the current political situation. I opened the door and entered the room. Peter immediately stood up. Anton, morning. Good morning. I'm feeling rather chipper today. All right, I've got some updates for you on what we're dealing with politically. Oh, this better be good news, Peter, because I can't have my mood soured. He pulled out a few documents from a briefcase and laid them on the table. Simon told me that he's almost done with the new economic plan. He said he still needs some time with it. Personally, I think he's just trying to avoid human contact for as long as possible. But what do I know? At any rate, he will schedule a meeting soon to go over our options. Yes. Tell him to be quick. Our administration depends on this. It's important that we reverse this recession. I'll let him know. He closed the folder and put away the documents. Next on the docket. Next, it's time to talk about our election prospects. Oh, this better be good news. Don't worry, we've still got more time to win the voters, but how does it stand so far? Slurping our coffee. There was a sharp, soft knock on the door. Lucian? I recognise that knock anywhere. Lucian insisted on being here for this part. Of course he did. How are you two getting along these days? How do you think, Anton? I mean, he's polite enough to my face, but... Before he could continue, Lucian walked in. Mr. President? Mr. Vice President? His tone was nothing but cordial and professional, even as he cast a withering stare in Peter's direction. The three of us sat down. Peter handed out a new set of documents. Mr. Vecton, I'll let you take the lead on this. I will, Lucian, thanks. I just received the results from a voter poll I commissioned earlier this year. Okay, we've done some stuff since earlier this year, so the results are inaccurate already, but hey, I'll listen to them. To put it in plain language, it's not great. Bad, even. The USP stands to lose up to 20% of the vote compared to last time around. Good thing we don't need voters to win the election. Ooh. Now then. Now then, what are you proposing, Mr. President, here? If that's an option, I think he'd probably take it. Look, we're not above doing whatever needs to be done at this point. We've had people killed now, so we're all in for this. Yeah. Oh, God. What on earth is he cooking up next? Cheeky, Anton, but Swordland is still a democracy, at least on paper. We still have a year to gain more votes, but we've got to think strategically. And if there's one arena Mr. Vectron excels in, it is thinking strategically. Is that sarcasm? Do you have something to add, Lucian? No, pardon the interruption. Peter ignored him and shuffled some papers around. Looking at the demographics of the voters polled, you've fallen out of favour with the Conservatives. We'll gain them when we crush Rumberg. We've got that covered. Carry on. Less than half of them are likely to vote for you. Unfortunately, you have next to no support from the Liberals. We're never going to have support from the Liberals because we're not a Liberal person, so that's perfectly fine. We can live with that. Next. For better or for worse, quite a few nationalists appear on track to vote for you. Of course they are. I'm Swordland first. And we will be Swordland first when we crush Rumberg, so that will be even more voters from nationalists, so that's good. Carry on. I can't see the bad news here. Can you people? I can't see any bad news here. Next. If you ever had any support from socialists, you've completely lost it now. Yes, of course. Healthcare, education, yeah. Yep, we get that too. Carry on. Unsurprisingly, none of the Bluedish poll respondents said they were planning on voting for you. Yeah, we were never going to win them either. Okay, so we have to get all of the Conservative vote back again. And nationalists vote, and women vote too. And then we'll be good. We don't need Liberals, we don't need Socialists, we don't need Bluedish. We're fine. Anything else? Centrists, unaffiliated voters, we can't expect votes from them unless we do something to win them over. I have a plan about that, Peter, don't worry. It's called war. It's called war. I'm being a war hero. They're centrists, and the unaffiliated, oh, they're gonna love me. We'll be perfectly fine. Right, is that the bad news? Do you want to give me the really bad news now? Because I'm not seeing bad news here. I'm seeing prosperity. I'm seeing, glass half full. I'm seeing here, Peter. I mean, if Lucian was to be concerned right now, I might be a bit more concerned. But it's fine. Sorry, Peter. He is my chief strategist. Lucian, what do you suggest? Sorry, Peter. Lucian smiled and bowed his head slightly. Thank you, Mr. President. He was just waiting for it, wasn't he? He was sat there so patiently waiting for it. Oh, you want my advice? Oh. Thank you, Mr. President. Right then, where do I start? This may sound like a common sense, but a convincing enough campaign can succeed where policies fail. Well, I've got that covered. I've got funding, and I've got papers. So that's a good start, isn't it? Right, next. Even if you've opted not to focus on your campaign at the moment, I'd still advise you to seize every chance for exposure that you can. Oh, of course, because we didn't choose campaign, we chose economy, didn't we? Okay, so if we can turn the economy with Simon's plans, instigate war with Rumburg and beat them, and then have a successful campaign with our funding and our papers, we must have it sewn up. Come on now. Come on now. So exposure. But it's got to be exposure that's safe. No exposure in Bergia. Exposure in Hallsawdy area, Gelsawdy area. Yeah, exposure there perfectly. How about behind the scenes interviews projected onto the television? That kind of exposure. That would be good. How about a debate? A debate with the opposition. I'll make them look like fools. That kind of exposure. I'm up for that. Yes, very much. I'll take that into account. Good. Oh, one more thing. There is a not insignificant portion of undecided voters who don't care who occupies the Maroon Palace as long as the economy is running smoothly. We've got that covered as well. We've got that covered. Simon has got a plan, I hear. And if it fails, he's fired. Propping up the economy just ahead of the election is a surefire way to win them over. Saul and Simon, then. I don't want to put it like that, because it makes us look incompetent, I suppose, but good to know. Lucian nodded in acknowledgement. Stability is key to allow the economy to improve further. Currently, the country is still struggling to develop due to instability. There are some worrying news. The Lotherbert Group is up to something. My informants have been talking about frequent meetings happening between the oligarchies. Hopefully we can sort that out. I'm thinking we get rid of Tusk and put all our eggs in Mr. Caronte's basket. Could be dangerous, but I think we can't let them both coexist. We have to plumb for one or the other at this point, I think, and we've already kind of plumbed for Caronte, so we have to take Caronte up on his offer to privatise, no, to state-own. We haven't made that choice yet, I don't think, but we have to state-own Tusk's company and get rid of Tusk. If we could do that and coincide that with some evidence of wrongdoing on his part, if Lilius could pull through, that could be good. I kind of see where we're going here. Plans to get re-elected. Yep. Economy good. Get rid of Tusk. Win a war. Yeah. And a successful campaign. It's all very doable. All very doable. I've had somebody assassinated already. Who's to say that I can't have Mr. Tusk bumped off too? If the worst comes to the worst. Right, Peter, your turn. Anything that you wish to add? You're a people person. Lucian, more strategy. You, more people. What can I do people-wise? Well now. Great minds think alike. I honestly didn't know that this was going to come up. But when I was thinking last night, and I swear to God, I was thinking last night because I finished the stream, and I do think about it because I'm really getting into the campaign now because it's really coming to a head, and all these decisions were really different to my other playthroughs. I'm like, oh, I want to see how they play out, and I was like, if this was real life, right? What better way to get people on side is if you win a war. You know, if you win a war, you're a war hero. Rumburg came and strong president, repel enemy. People love you all of a sudden. It's common sense. And he's just come at it. He's just said it. I'm like, Peter, I was having the same thoughts myself. You're not just an ugly face, are you? Like Thatcher with the Falklands. Yeah, well, yeah. I was thinking more Churchill-esque, you know. Churchill-esque. I'll give a speech over the radio. We will fight them in Agland. Peter, you've got it up there. You've not lost your maybe it's because you've stopped drinking alcohol so much. You're actually thinking straight for a change. I'm listening. Can't say that I didn't have the same thought myself, actually. It worked for Saul. We need more allies first, of course, but if we won against Rumberg, we'd come out looking like heroes. We need more allies. That's an interesting quote. Because we've got upgraded military, we've got Valensland, and we've got Valen. Between those three, I think we can win this war, is my personal opinion. We fully supported Valen, right? We didn't fully support Valen. We did the Valen will repel them if they come to our border. I don't want to know the mechanics of it all, so please don't tell me if we've half supported them, oh, it's game over for you, because we'll have to live with the consequences if we lose the war. But we have got... He did agree to it. Valen has claims. I think we're in a position to win this war. I mean, we've invested heavily into the military. We've still got conscription, even though because we reversed that decision. Valensland, Valen, we must do. The only other thing that we could have got is because we can't have Valensland and Agnolia. So the only other thing you would say is we would have had to have Lesbia on side too, which makes no sense because. Well, it does make some sense, I suppose, because we could still get Lesbia and... I don't know, could you get Lesbia and Valensland? I think possibly, because I think Lesbia only wants Swordfish Petroleum, which we could give them, and that would definitely be a surefire way to victory, because we'd have two major countries on side and one minor country, and you might get some superpower aid. Whereas now we don't have any superpower aid because we... Oh, I forgot about the superpower aid. We went neutral with the superpowers, so we don't have superpower aid. So, yes, that could be the biggest issue. So, yeah, that's true. Because we could join the ATO or the CSP, and we've done neither. We're going to still go down the line and see what the military say. Our general staff are very competent. So if our general staff seem to think we can win, we'll go with their advice. If they think we can't, then we're going to have to take it easy. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I'm kind of thinking we must be close to being able to win. But Rumberg is a big country. Let's not underestimate them here. Lucian, thoughts? I'm simply asking you, Lucian, because I had the exact same thought, actually. Of course not. Of course not. What? What do you mean, of course? It's common sense, surely. War hero. Come on now. Considering our current state of preparedness, goading Rumberg into an armed conflict would cost us both voters and lives. Okay, so Lucian's not happy. When Lucian's not happy, it's not a good sign, because he's usually spot on, isn't he? Alright, but if Rumberg escalates things, I'm not backing down. Rayne the Conqueror. You'd finally get to live up to your university nickname. Was that everything, Peter? Yes, that's everything on my end. Alright, good work, both of you. Good conversation. Damn! Oh, I left my headphones on my desk at work. I thought they put them in my bag. Okay, very good. They're knackered anyway, I need some new ones. Right, I'll see you shortly. I left the room to attend my next meeting. I'm a little bit unhappy that Lucian doesn't agree with the... I think it's just because Peter suggested it, actually. I think if I had suggested it, it might have been a bit more unsigned, because Peter said it. Oh, it's a stupid idea. Stupid. War, you idiots. Damn, I thought it was a genius idea. Polio disease is controlled inside Bergia. Flatten the curve of infection. Very good. People are waiting for polio vaccine. Long lines. Most of the people of Bergia are happy that the disease is under control. Yeah, and who's done that? People of Bergia. All right. Government imposed mandatory vaccine policy. The disease barely claimed more than less than 1,000 people. Why is it necessary for the whole country to spend our hard-earned rent for something that is nowhere near us? Illegal immigrants not only caused chaos in our society, but also brought with them deadly diseases. Oh, they're usually quite balanced, the whole sword post. Is this the whole sword post? It is. Government buys polio vaccine. And the radical... Is that a positive article from the radical? Do my eyes deceive me here? Hello? What's happening here? Is it the Twilight Zone? Decisive action stops pulling its tracks? What the hell is this? The hell is this? Industrial expansion. What? So, Minister Hall and Manger have prepared a massive industrial expansion plan that could support several key industries in the country through state investments. Swordland could become much more competitive and a hub for new industries with this initiative. Expand the agricultural industry, expand the automotive industry, expand the military industry or the electronics industry. We're going to war with Rumberg. I think, yeah, military industry. Does military industry actually give us better military preparedness? Because military industry, to me, seems less profitable. But if it does increase our military preparedness, then it sounds like a good idea, considering that I'm quite hell-bent on going to war with Rumberg. I want to be a war hero, I'm telling you. People's lives will be lost, yeah, lives will be lost, but I will be re-elected, and I can be seen as the next Saul. We can supply our own men without so much imports. What time's footy? Footy's at 8 o'clock, so I'm finishing the stream at about 7:30. I'm assuming that all of these have different levels of economic improvement capability. Electronics industry too. If we were doing this to try to particularly definitely improve our economy, I'd say either automotive or electronics would be the two that would spring to mind as being the best, because obviously we know from the radio from Arcasia that electronics is currently in a bit of a boom rather. But I think if we're looking at what's going on with Rumberg, our kind of thought process behind, well, we do kind of want a war, and all that kind of jazz, I think military kind of compounds the choices that we've already made in terms of funding the military. We could even export. We could use it as we could export military stuff to other countries too. Build tanks, build weapons, ship them out. You can still make money, especially if we continue to stoke the fires of turbulence in the region. Peaceful region, no need for military industry. Wars happening? Yes, there's need for military industry. Oh, how awful. Military industry. Oof. Oof. Swordish military industry to manufacture and supply the country's armed forces with necessary equipment. It's reducing the country's dependence on foreign suppliers and increasing self-sufficiency in the production of military hardware. Oh, it's going to boost the economy through creating jobs and promoting technology transfer. Good. Good. We like that. Military industry expansion program. 10,500 Swordish rent per person to entrepreneurs and military manufacturers. Alongside monetary assistance, comprehensive support will be extended, including training, materials, manpower, and reimbursement of up to 70% of equipment costs. Oh yes, it will enhance our domestic military capabilities, promote technological advancements, and foster a robust defence industry that aligns with national security objectives. Oh yes, this sounds absolutely fantastic. Enrica, the nexus of Swordland's military-industrial might. Oh yes, Enrica is poised to emerge as a beacon of Swordland's defence capabilities. Look at that. Oh yes. Swordland expands local military-industrial complex. Yes. Foreign weapons, who needs them? I don't need any of these countries' weapons. We will have our own. Reliable, top-notch, highly technological. Yes, countries will be coming to us for their weaponry. Oh, indeed. Chemical engineers. Yes, the first Swordish rifle will be a thing of the future. As I said, exports to other nations. Yes. The floodgates have opened under the Rayne administration. Oh yes, and so endeth the chapter. Look at that. Going in a particular direction, Mr. Rayne? No, not really. Not really. I don't think so. No. Checkmate. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Right, here we go, folks. Here we go. Here we go. Right, what are we saying here? Enrica wins Swordish National League. Hegel will take all steps necessary. Yeah, war, them, Agnolia, Valgsland, Locking Horns, Rumberg, Swordland, Locking... sounds like a need for military equipment to me. Right, what have we got? End the day at home. Perfect. Life continues to be good for the president right now. The decisions he's making he's very satisfied with. He's getting more and more confident of re-election. I don't know why. I mean, it's not sewn up by any stretch, but he's confident in his forward planning. He's got a vision of how he's going to get re-elected, and everything seems to be coming together quite nicely, and it's all going to be lovely jubbly. It was raining as Sergei dropped me off at home after yet another grueling day of work. A guard held an umbrella over my head as I walked from the car to my front door. Inside, the house was completely dark. I flipped on the light in the kitchen to find a note from Monica. Chiara had called her in for a last-minute women's rights meeting. She dropped Dina off at her friend's and left me some food for reheating. I took the pot out of the fridge. It was filled with an unidentifiable greyish-looking stew. Evidently, Monica's excellent cooking had been the first casualty of her political career. No offence, Monica, but I'm ordering a pizza. I called Sergei and asked him to pick me up a pizza for dinner. While I was waiting for him, I went into the living room to fix myself a drink. Suddenly the phone rang. I went back to the kitchen and answered it. Frank's voice was on the other end. Oh, I thought Mum would pick up. And hello to you too, Frank. Oh, sorry. Hi, Dad. Glad to catch you out in the office. There was a long silence. I got that record you sent me. Not bad for old folks' music. You take that back. How's Uncle Peter doing? I'm trying to remember if Uncle Peter had died at this point in my first playthrough. Oh, they're still divorcing, apparently. Same as ever. Say hi to him for me. So how's school? Fine. Better than fine. I've actually started seeing someone. Oh. Is she a looker? Really? What's she like? Actually, Dad, she's bluedish. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, is she? Oh, that's lovely. Now, okay, so are we necessarily prejudiced against all bluedish people at this point? We don't have reason to be, really. There's the extreme bluedish people, clearly the BFF. But the question that I would imagine that we would have in our heads is, bluedish people, yes, fine, but is she a BFF member going out with my son to cause me issues? An agent, yes, exactly, an agent. So that's the first thing that would come to my head is, hang on a second. How did you meet? How did it happen? Tell me everything she's said to you. This is very important. Nothing against bluedish people, but right now I've been threatened by BFF that something's going to happen to you and your family. Includes you, Frank. That's the angle. Oh dear. She could be a very lovely bluedish person, but right now this is really bad timing. What? See, if we go down this line is going to be like, what, you can't tell me what to do, but it's the only way we can say no. I'd like to be able to say it more diplomatically than this, because hey, he's a teenager and he's just going to be like, oh, when your dad says no, your mum says no, what do? You rebel as a teenager. Well, you can't tell me what to do. I'm see who I want to see. So we've got to try to make him see that this is not because nothing to do with her being bluedish, really. Well, it is indirectly, but it's to do with the fact that she could be there to kill you. Just listen to me. You cannot see her. Bluedish would be smart enough to send a non-bluedish person as an agent. Yeah, that would be even more sneaky, of course. That is possible. But we can't take risks here. You cannot see her. I'm out of the house now. You can't tell me what to see. Told you, didn't I? She's told me a bit about what her family's going through back in Berger. Dad, you have to stop this. She's got you henpecked already. I'll make sure her family is protected. Look, I'm sure she is a lovely girl, but her people still pose a danger to us. As in, the BFF. I don't know whether we're going down this line of we've been threatened by BFF here, or if we're actually going down the line of we're being racist here. I'm not going down the line of being racist here. I don't want to go down that line. I'm trying to get trying to get the game to register the fact that I'm trying to put across that there is a potential link between the death threat letter that we got and this situation. So when he says here, her people still pose a danger to us, I'm assuming that means the letter. Although this says the militant. Yeah, that's very true also. Yeah, militants. Yeah, that's very true. The militants there, the BFF there, are making it hard for us. And they've also threatened to kill us. So you might want to think about that. She could be a mole. You really don't get it, do you? Oh, I get it completely, son. What you don't get is I'm older and wiser than you. Maybe I'll bring her over for dinner next week. Maybe once you meet her, you'll understand the harm you're doing. That's a good idea. You bring her over next week for dinner, and I will flipping grill her immeasurably. Immeasurably, unless she comes armed to the teeth. I'm going to take you over to see my dad. Oh, how lovely. I'd love to meet him. She goes off, rings her mates. I'm off over to the president. Anything we Operation... I'm going to think of an... Operation Barefoot is underway. Barefoot? Some weird operation name, of course. It's got nothing to do with the fact that we're going to be killing the president. Operation Buttercup is underway. I'm in. I've got to wait in. Yes, just take this gun. And if all else fails, take this bomb. And cause havoc in the Rayne household. Oh, no, she can't come over for dinner. I've changed my mind. The doorbell rang. Sergei was here with my pizza. Oh, good catching up with you, Frank. Yeah, okay. Bye, Dad. We both hung up. Oh, my God. I mean, I would be in panic stations right now. What the hell? I should have got her name. Can you tell me her name? Tell me her family's name, Frank. If you don't mind. I'm just going to have the secret state police do a full investigation into their background to see if they've got any ties to the BFF. What kind of a president is he? Clearly not an investigator, is he? Clearly not... Get her name. Get her name. We'll be going through... What's she called, love? What's she called, love? What's she called? Oh, she's called Barbara Jones. Barbara Jones. Is it the Barbara Jones family? Where do they live in Berger? Do you know? Did she tell you? What are you asking all those questions for? No reason. Just tell me, please. It's very important. Right, okay. I'm going to have them investigated thoroughly. Oh. In other news, the pizza that Sergei brought was gargantuan. Sergei? I'm here alone. Wife's doing Swordfish Women's League stuff. Son seeing bluish girls in university, causing me no end of grief and worry. Dina, childminders, I don't know. Where is Dina? But however, Sergei, sit down. Pizza, beers, football. You work too hard. Even Sergei snubbed us. What? This is the first time, Sergei, that I have invited you for dinner. Normally, you just drive me about. I barely pay you any heed. And the first time I say, Sergei, join me. Sit down. You work too hard. Take the load off your feet. You tell me no? It's the last time I'm inviting you over for pizza and football. How dare you? So you left me. So I left my pizza. I ate my pizza alone. Oh, Dina's with Monica. Oh, for God's sake. Dull and miserable evening. It's not a dull and miserable evening. If you're a father of 2 kids and a wife, and you get a day on your own to do whatever the hell you please, this has surely got to be a good thing, right? Free time, football, pizza, nobody nagging me. No kids running about. No wife to have to entertain for an evening. I don't know. It must be fun, surely. I can do what I want tonight. I'm free. No work, no nothing. But he's probably found himself in a situation where he's that busy with work and family's always around him that when he gets his free time, he's like a bit like a lost soul. What do I do? I don't know. Oh, very boring. I'm used to being surrounded by people. I'm on my own now and I don't like it. Oh well. Right, Kingdom of Rumberg. Country relations updated. What's happened with the Rumberg people? Unfriendly. Okay. Unfriendly. We can live with unfriendly. Right, where are we going? National map. There we go. Let's have a look at the papers. Right, it's election campaign ramps up across Swordland. Woo-hoo-hoo! It's election season. The election campaigning efforts have started to pick up speed. To become the 5th president of Swordland, the candidates began delivering their speeches at rallies and conventions, while the party flags were flying in major cities. The campaign centres are busy with scheduling and organising events. Woohoo! In the majority of the cities, USP appears to be the most prominent. Oh, it's campaign season. Swordish debt causes credit downgrade. Oh no. Oh, to D minus. Oh, that's bad. It's only -2. It's not that bad. Oh, for God's sake. I don't think we're going to curb this recession somehow. Oh, urgent call for economic reforms. Oh, this is really bad. Structural reforms. Not even Vaxlandian fire can stop us. The industrial city of Conriat is officially completed. Woohoo! The president made an excellent choice in investing in the city that has stood the test of time. The Conriat people are hardworking and resilient. Not even Vaxlandian fire can stop us from being great. Good, we need that. Swordland's debt crash sends shockwaves across international... Oh, this is really... Oh my God. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Ooh. We are affecting the world's economy all of a sudden. Such is our influence. Right, okay. Let's have a look at the economy. Conriat Industrial Zone. Is that going to be enough to save us? I don't think so. I mean, it's looking semi-positive. Debt crisis. Oh, God. Where's Simon? I mean, Simon... The military thing that we just did is Simon's doing. I don't think he's got any more assistance for us. We're going to have to just rely on the MFI now. Oh, look at all these reports. Medium investment synergy observed. A moderate level of investment synergy has been observed across several sectors. They're generally aligning well. Okay, good, good. So we're not too haphazard. Some of our decisions have synergized, which is good, because in the first playthrough we had no synergy. So this is good. Industrial zone opens. Ooh, look at that. Lots of new job opportunities. Output is expected to increase by 40%. I don't know, I'm kind of torn. Are we doing enough to save ourselves here? Last gasp effort. Private prisons increase revenue. We're getting revenue from the prisons that we've opened. I mean, this is all reading like good news. Potentially. Maybe next couple of turns, maybe it'll have an effect. Not sure, but I think we're doing all right. Tourism's dead. We've got to admit it. Tourism, we tried, but it's dead. It's like a dead duck. Dead duck right now. And who's debt crisis? Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry, Central Bank. Agnok, Edith, where are you? Oh, police overwhelmed in remote cities. Ambushes are rampant and security forces are being pushed back. Police stations and patrols were the main targets. We need reinforcements. That's not good. That's very bad, in fact. Rubbish. Don't need to know that rubbish there. Ooh, hang on. The Swordish debt debacle. What on earth? The mounting government budget deficit and unsustainable borrowing have led to concerns among investors and analysts about the nation's ability to service its debt. I mean, we're -2 debt. We were -5 debt. Or we were minus maybe even 6 debt. No, maybe it's -5. We've pulled it back, and we've only just gone back into debt very recently with an investment project. This is not a debt crisis, I don't feel. I think this has been blown way out of proportion. Way out of proportion. Very much out of proportion. That line seems to have got steeper, or is it just my eyes? This is looking healthy-ish. I mean, it's not green, but it's not negative. I think we might be all right. I think we might pull it around at the last gasp effort, you know, like a horse coming down the outside rail and sniffing victory, and he wins by a nose. I think it's going to be that kind of situation. I think we're all right. Right, human dignity bill. Bearing in mind we've got a debt crisis, anything that costs us money, I'm afraid it's going to have to be a no for now. Money? No. Okay, I'll read it then. The human dignity bill is set before the Assembly to address an unintended consequence of the 1923 Legal Transactions Act. Section 1 of the HDB revisits the Amendment Section 3 of the Amendment Act, which previously allowed transactions involving non-registered businesses or other entities, including individuals, to be legalised, provided that accurate documentation was submitted to the Financial Authority. The HDB Bill specifically revokes the legality of such transactions if they involve activities that infringe upon public morality. What is that? It's all a load of nonsense, legal speak. Section 2 directly addresses the inadvertent loophole created by the Act, which resulted in the unregulated existence of prostitution. This is the prostitution thing. The section of the HDB explicitly categorises prostitution as an illegal activity, irrespective of whether it occurs within a registered or non-registered entity. Therefore, fine when committed moral decency. It stipulates the penalty for violations of provisions and preceding sections. It deems prostitution an illegal offence subject to punitive measures of that under law. The measures can range from fines to imprisonment. So we're basically signing to make prostitution illegal. Is that what we're signing? Unregulated existence of prostitution. Yeah. Explicitly categorises prostitution as an illegal activity. So the question I have is, does prostitution regulation, a regulated prostitution, it says that it's unregulated prostitution at the moment. So it's not bringing anything to the economy because it's not if we could regulate prostitution and tax it, hey, it might be a good thing. But no, if it's unregulated and it's not improving our economy and it's immoral, then ban it. Legal offence. Fines mean money. Imprisonment, we've got plenty of prison space. That's fine. Yeah. And the Assembly have passed it, so we'll sign it. Next. Children for Future Act. Does it cost us money? Yes, it does. Therefore, it's a no. Sorry about that. Social progress. Children for Future Act. Tangible support to families in need. Oh, the welfare of children. Direct financial support for families not falling within the medium or high income brackets. A fixed payment for every child support, basically. Oh, how very noble. State support aimed at children of unemployed families. Why are you unemployed? Get a job. No. Veto that. I can't afford it. Get a job on him. Oh, the line's just gone down all of a sudden. This line is up and down like a flipping yo-yo. Right, anything else? Ooh, internal affairs. Right. That's next. Human dignity. That'll go down well, I'm sure. Traditional values. A swordish law. President Rayne has signed the Human Dignity Bill, protecting common decency. Prostitution will now be punishable by law. Indeed it should be, because it wasn't bringing any money. I mean, my choice would be to regulate it and tax it, but that wasn't an option with the bill, so we just have to outlaw it instead. Radical. New future for swordish children. There is a future. They have to see their parents working, and then they will be inspired to work too. Okay? Handouts. We don't do handouts around here. Goodbye, Radical. Your news is no news. Discussion on the current internal affairs. Yes, I've read that there's ambushes and issues in the rural areas, Lilius. Considering I've bolstered your budget, explain yourself. A storm was on the horizon, quite literally, metaphorically and physically, outside my window. The inside of my office, however, was very warm and cosy. Oh, snuggled up, cup of coffee, cigar again. It's a common theme. Every time anybody comes to our office, we're sipping coffee and smoking cigars. Oh, you've caught me again. I'm sorry. Hey, it could be worse. It could be alcohol. It's coffee. I like my coffee. I like my coffee. Oh! I straightened myself on the sofa next to the fireplace and looked at Mansoon. Oh, Mansoon is here. Who was sitting on the couch across from me. He was here representing all 8 Bluedish members of the Assembly. All 8. Coffee, Mansoon? He had dark creases under his eyes from lack of sleep. Hopefully I'm looking wide awake and perky and looking full of life. Why are you looking so haggard, Mansoon? Might I ask? Issues have you got there? Life here in the palace is lovely jubbly. It's almost like seeing your enemy downtrodden and beaten. You know, I'm looking spiffing marvellous and you're looking haggard. So surely there's something to be said here, isn't there? As I said earlier, we've been working on this bill for a long time, Mr. President. I've always done my best to represent my people, only to keep getting blocked in the Assembly. And what is this bill? We can't have the same happen again. I've always brought my people's concerns to the Assembly and raised my voice whenever our rights were in question. All we ask is that the Assembly at least have a proper discussion. But all that we get is disrespect. MPs shouting racial slurs, not allowing us to speak. And it's not only the National Front. He stopped for a moment and repositioned himself on his seat. I don't even remember a time when Mrs. Tory allowed me to finish a speech. The Assembly does not take us independents seriously. And you, Mr. President, have approved anti-Blue Dish policies. I know or want to believe that you only did this to appease your base. I am here to ask you to reconsider your stance. We can make a difference in Swordland together. Okay, right. I do wonder, right? Hang on a second. I do wonder if we could still win the Bluish people over somehow. I don't know. It's just what he said there. We could still make a difference together. I wonder if we could actually now twist. We've got the special zone abolished. They can hire their own. They can vote their own mayors in. If we flip-flop now, could we even rescue the Blue Dish situation? I mean, that might. I don't think that's going to. I don't know. We've not done anything with malice, really. It's been based on evidence. The anti-Blue Dish Language Act. We got evidence that they were brainwashing people in schools and stuff. There's been no malice there. We've wanted to integrate your people into the country. We've got rid of the special zone. We would. That's what I was. Yeah, the nationalist vote was the issue. What makes you think I've only got political reasons? That's no. It's always been political reasons. Yeah, and I don't believe that either. Obviously, I'm aware of my actions, and I don't have any regrets. So I don't like any of these options really. But out of all of them, I'm thinking that this one really is the closest to my thought. I haven't done anything against the Bluish people on purpose. I have been driven to do it by what's been happening in the political landscape and in the country, is what I'm wanting to say here. You banned the only pro-Bluish Democratic Party in Swordland for alleged links to the BFF. I had tangible evidence. Didn't I? It wasn't loose evidence or, anecdotal evidence. It was very concrete and tangible, I seem to recall. Are you aware of the numbers of Bluish people who were arrested because of that decision? Do you know how your police acted against us? I assume they acted exactly the same as they acted against anybody else that wished to protest at the time. We were in the middle of an emergency decree. Emergency situation. And you effectively removed our language in Swordland. First, from religion. We got reports that there was all kinds of nonsense going on in religious sects within the region, and thus had to deal with that. And also, schools were a hot pot for mind-washed and propaganda. Again, evidenced. I was brought reports and acted upon them. You all witnessed it. What are these laws if not an attempt at cultural genocide? These are laws to protect the country, Mr. Leck. It is time to undo these mistakes, Mr. President. Okay, I'm open to listen to your suggestions, but just stopping you now, Mr. Leck. I'm not turning around or reversing any of the decisions that have already been made. but I'm willing to be open to what suggestions you might have, so hit me with them. What are you asking me to do? We have a proposal to give amnesty to those who were falsely arrested for having ties to the Democratic Bluish Freedom Party. Pass it as a decree. You don't need the assembly. Amnesty to those who were falsely arrested. Okay. And let us independents form a commission for minority rights. Okay, let's think about this now. Okay, this is an important decision. Not one to be taken lightly. I'm not completely against the forming of a commission, if I'm being honest. But it's the amnesty thing that's the issue. Amnesty to those who were falsely arrested in whose conclusion? Who was falsely arrested, Mr. Leck? Can you categorically say that none of these people that you have suddenly whipped out of the ether to be falsely accused, falsely arrested? Hey? I struggle to see how that's going to work. I struggle to see it. And that is the sticking point. We could basically release people that were falsely arrested, that have not been falsely arrested at all, and we're swelling the numbers of the BFF. The glee on their faces as they slide out of prison. Got President Rayne, silly fool. Oh yes, look at it, he's let us free. What an idiot. Let's get him, boys. No. That is commission. I was on board with the commission. Have a commission, do your committee meetings, do what you want to do. Amnesty? I'm sorry, Mr. Leck, it's a step too far. Don't think I can help you on that one. What? Did I not make my... Did I stutter or slur my words? I don't think I can help you. You're that scared of losing your racist voters ahead of the elections? It's nothing to do with... Did I mention voters in my justification? I didn't give him a justification, it was all in my head. But no, it's nothing to do with voters, Mr. Leck. It's to do with the BFF and letters of threats that I have received to my personal residence, and the fact that I cannot single out falsely arrested people with any degree of accuracy to make that seem like a wise decision, or at all. Nothing to do with my voter base, Ambrister, is it? Nothing at all. Suddenly we heard a knock on the door and Lucian entered. Thank God for Lucian. Sir? Ah, Lucian, welcome. I'm sorry, I thought your meeting was over. Well, technically, Lucian, it is. Mr. President has already decided. We can call it over, Mr. Gallard. I was already leaving. Oh, great. Then we must go to the meeting room, sir. One of our new campaign advisors has some plans for the election. He's waiting for us. Ah, excellent. Mr. Leck, don't mind me. You can see yourself out. Ah. Let's go, Lucian. Oh, my God. I saw a Zeppelin flying over the Maroon District. We're noticing these finer things of life right now. We're loving it. Downtrodden, stamping down on people. Not purposefully, as we said. It's all to do with national security. Right. We'll have one more session here. Oh, hang on. Debt could be curbed here. Tax time. Tax. Alcohol tax. +1 to budget. Tax alcohol. Woohoo! Tax it. Don't worry, I get my whiskey for free. 20% tax on all alcohol products. Ooh. Yeah, for the good of people's health. Yeah, sign it. Ooh, hey. What debt? What debt crisis? Downgrade my credit rating. I don't see a debt crisis here. Fair luxury tax, luxury items, +2 to government budget. Oh, yes. You want luxury goods? Yeah? You want luxury goods? You want sports cars? You want furs? You want yachts and private planes? Then pay your fair share. You can afford a sports car. You can afford a bit of extra tax on that sports car. Give it to us. Fund your government. Fund it now. What debt? I don't see any debt here. I think it was miscommunication. That better come into effect. Reverse that decision, credit rating. Reverse it now. Get the business council together. I want this credit rating upgraded. This was false records. I've had the government budget under control this entire time. I know precisely what I'm doing. I studied economics. I am completely in control of this entire situation. How dare you not even speak to me before downgrading my credit rating? Luxury is now taxable. Yeah, the accountant was a blued. Exactly. Oh yeah, exactly, Joe. Yeah, demanding to reverse the credit rating. Right, the Assembly has signed an amendment known as the Fair Luxury Tax. This bold choice seeks to impose a tax hike on personal items. Steal your hard-earned money? No, it's called paying your way. Rayne to put a lid on alcohol consumption. Drunk and disorderly youths will quickly learn that their actions have consequences, and that consequence is going to be in your pocket. Ladies' bill struck down. It's failed to pass, which means that we're going to be asked to force it through. Look, if the Assembly don't want it, then I'm kind of thinking we should just go with the Assembly. It's close to election time now. And I still haven't got a categoric answer as to whether women have a vote. Because if women have a vote, then I might force it through. But then again, we'll lose maybe some male vote. I don't know. Monica, I've tried. The Assembly aren't going to go for it. It's politics, love. I'm sorry. The Economist. Rich and standard rates soared land D-. No! I'm not in debt, you idiots! I'm not in debt. The government is in credit surplus. We've just put money temporarily into a business venture, and that is now beginning to show fruition slightly. The line did go up positive, and we have now since recouped the loss, and everything is fine and dandy. What on earth? Valgland blockades Helliland. Its escalations are happening before our very eyes. Right, here we go. Let's have a look at the situation. So, increased luxury good prices. As I said, if you can afford luxury goods, what's a bit of extra tax? You greedy swines. And alcohol consumption reduced. That's a good thing. We are fostering a healthy population here. Pandemic, tax, tobacco use, alcohol use, curbed, reduced. We care about the people. Vaguely. Rumberg plane warned inside airspace. Ooh, I remember this. Last time we took a diplomatic approach. They have sent a warplane into our airspace. Oh dear. Not a good option, Rumberg. Not a good option. Not a good option at all. Oh dear. Because we're going to be fighting fire with fire, I'm afraid, on this playthrough. You want to send planes into our area? Having a nosy? Or maybe Rumberg are doing that on purpose to make it look like we are instigating the war. Because we know from the first playthrough that we're going to come to a head in the great big conference that we have with all the leaders. So, do we want Rumberg to be able to say that we started it? Do we want to fall into the trap, into the bait? Don't forget, we still have the the spy, the Rumberg spy in our midst who could probably testify, give us evidence to strike Rumberg down. The only thing with that is the people aren't going to get to know that. If we don't have a war with Rumberg, the people are none the wiser as to how we prevented it. We need war with Rumberg so that we can come out victorious. Lucian was very no, but they violated our airspace and we are a strong and stern leader. And we can't let this slide. We can't let it slide. I'm afraid. We'll have to get to that in the next turn. Fund political youth group. Oh, the young swords as well. Oh, we were very much pro young swords as well. Oh no. I would like to actually fund this. Expand our ideological reach and bolster our election efforts. The presidency would discreetly allocate substantial government funds to the youth wing, integrating them into the state as part of the essential institutions in exchange for their loyalty and support. I think it's time to go back into debt again. It's only -1 debt, and we've already suffered the credit downgrade. I think this is a good option. I think so. And we were a young sword ourselves, and I think this is a good option. But what was that about being not in debt? Sorry, I missed government surplus. Yeah, it was temporary surplus. Look, money is to be given and taketh away in different... It's called balancing the books. Right, Young Swords promised to protect ballots. Rallied its members. With the threat of millennialism and neighbouring countries trying to intervene in our election, we need to unite against them. They're amassing to try to take our democracy when we are at our lowest. The Young Swords, an organisation that's always been fighting for a strong swordland. Strong swordland. A swordland does not have foreign planes flying around in airspace that they shouldn't be. Young Swords memberships double. Ooh, look at that. We're receiving lots of donations from citizens across the country. This is a massive grassroots movement. Hard-working swords are asking for their rights. Yes. The NFP... Many suspect the NFP is funding the Young Swords. Many else conspire it was the president that backed the group. No. It must be NFP, surely. Them are NFP people. They're very nationalist. It was surely them. Emergency call on the escalating situation. It's 1932. The time, of course, not the year. Do we take this call now? Or do we wait on a cliffhanger and take it in the next session, which will be tomorrow, because football tomorrow is going to be cancelled. I can set off in 20 minutes. Football is literally just 5 minutes down the road, actually, so I could take it. Oh, go on then. I'm feeling in a... Oh, we're getting the music. Hang on. Ring, ring! Oh. Monica's... Oh, what's that? Oh, I was ringing at this time. Hello? Woken up in the middle of the night by the Ministry of Defence. Due to the sensitivity of the information, I had to be urgently briefed in person. What? I got an achievement for funding the Young Swords. I put on my clothes as fast as I could. I rushed downstairs and opened the door. Sergei was waiting for me. Mr. President, this way to the car, please. We got into the car and made our way to the Ministry of Defence building without a word. I arrived and was directed downstairs. I came to a set of large doors and quickly read the sign above them. The sign read, War Room. Oh. The dimly lit room was filled with cutting-edge equipment, the latest video screens, long-range radio electronics, and other devices used for communication, presentation and planning. The centrepiece of the room was a large round table with a coat of arms of Swordland engraved on it. Now, if a room doesn't scream, we're going to war right now, this is the room that does it. This is enough to get your blood flowing. Oh, now then. David, Lucian, Valken and Iosif were already deep deep in discussion. Mr. Lancehair, I advise caution. Going to war wouldn't help anyone. We must maintain peace in Swordland and Eastern Macopa at all costs. Oh no. What do you expect us to do? Sit around and do nothing? They are testing us. We must respond immediately, otherwise they will think we are weak. Status report now. Mr. President, thank you for coming in at this late hour. There is a situation. Vulcan, please, go ahead and provide your report. Mr. President, approximately 20 minutes ago, Rumberg downed one of our planes with anti-aircraft fire from the ground. The pilot was declared KIA. Repeat that to me, please, Vulcan. A Swedish national citizen was killed by Rumberg anti-aircraft fire. A citizen of my country. The last recorded position of the plane was inside Swedish airspace. Right. Really? General Kruger, I mean no offense, but are we absolutely sure that is the case? Are you sure this happened within our own borders? No offense taken. Here are the locations on the map and the report from the airbase. He pointed to several markers on the map. To answer your question, yes, we are absolutely sure. You can see here on the map that the plane was downed approximately 10 kilometers inside our borders. We have calculated the trajectory of the gunfire, and they started firing when our plane was within our border. The plane was downed near Haugen. How dare they? How dare they? Mr. President, I must insist we need to be calm. We must maintain peace. I agree. They're trying to lure us. This was my fear also, that they are trying to lure us into a trap. I do get that. However, we're not happy. We're not happy here. Blood rising to the head. How this is, closing consulates is one thing. They have shot down one of our planes in our own airspace and killed a Swedish citizen. You tell me now. What the hell is that about? I cannot be seen to allow that to go unchecked. Lucian, I agree with you on a lot of things, but this one I'm afraid I have to disagree. We have enough military power to contest against this violation of international law. We should attack and down one of their planes in retaliation. Otherwise we will look weak and it will lead to more casualties. We can't look weak. If we appear weak, they will jump on the opportunity. We must order a military retaliation immediately. I agree with the General. Mr. President, our army is ready to do whatever it takes to protect Swordland. Gentlemen, before it comes to that point, we can prevent further bloodshed by using diplomacy. Diplomacy, how far has diplomacy gotten us so far, David? Diplomacy so far has gotten a Swedish citizen killed in Swedish airspace. Hasn't it? The room fell silent before Iosif finally spoke up. Mr. President, what are your orders? Oh, we can go for a full Swordish war machine invasion? Oh my god. Diplomatically, or we retaliate with equal force. Now, I don't want to go for a full-scale war, I will say that now. And nobody has really called for a full-scale invasion, and I feel that that would be falling into their trap, but we are certainly going to go eye for an eye here. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. We will retaliate with equal force to display our strength. Let them see that we will not cower in the face of their attacks. We cannot appear to look weak, and we will not look weak, for we are not weak. Do it. Very well. If there is to be a retaliation, we need to be extremely careful. They will seek every opportunity to blame us for it. We can't further escalate the situation and destabilize the region. We need to prevent a war at all costs. I am saying this as a man who has lived through too many years of war. We are not the ones who escalated the situation. They were first. Mr. President, I assure you, they wouldn't dare attack us for that. They know that we are far superior. This will send a strong message. I will send word for the start of a military operation. Our target will be their warplanes at an airbase near the border. I still think a peaceful solution would be more beneficial, but of course I don't have the military experience and insight Mr. Lancea has. Yes, exactly, Lucian. You don't. Neither do I. But I know enough to know that we are not going to sit here idly by while Swordish men are being killed in our own lands. And that is the end of it. I will begin my task immediately, Mr. President. If you will excuse me now, I must talk to the military command to relay the orders. Before he left the room, he saluted, and of course, we saluted back. The most fervent, vigorous salute we've ever given in our flipping life. I will bring the paperwork. Iosif returned with the paperwork for the order and showed me where to sign. Got to be all official now. We sign it and probably put a hole through the flipping paper. Bastards. Oh, military state achievement. Oh my god. I signed off on the operation. Now that the paperwork is done, we need to give this military operation a name, because this could be the operation that starts it all. Of course, stick it in the Discord if you want, somewhere. We need a name for this operation that we're going to be undertaking to take down their flipping planes. Operation Golan. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Hang fire. I have an idea, Mr. President. I think we should hold a military parade to display our strength. I am with Mr. Lancea on this one. This should work well as a deterrent, and it will come in handy as a tool to de-escalate the situation. That is a good idea. Simple and effective without causing any ruckus. Yes, I agree. Those shining, gleaming tanks with our high-tech technology, weaponry on full display. Organise the parade, Mr. Lancea. Organise that parade. Understood. Operation Greenfingers. I do like that. That rolls off the tongue. Operation Backhand Blow. That is all, Mr. President. I will keep you updated on the situation. For now, have a good night's sleep. Do you know what? Despite all the hullabaloo that's happened right now and the fact that we are about to attack Rumberg's planes and that could cause all manner of issue, do you know what, Mr. Lancea? I'm going to sleep like a baby. Because I know my military is in capable hands. Let them have it. Everybody dismissed. Despite my words, I couldn't sleep that night. Not because of worry, but because of sheer excitement. I was like a kid at Christmas. Oh, they've stoked the fires now. My plan for election is beginning to bear fruit, I see, and I have not had to do anything about it. Rumberg, bring it on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Late night at Rayne household. What's that about? We didn't have late night at Rayne household in the last playthrough, did we? I don't think so. What's that? Are we going to get murdered in our sleep? That'd be flipping better not be. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the news. Swordish plane shot down for allegedly violating Rumbergian airspace. But it was shot down inside airspace of Swordland, of course. Right. Our pilot did not threaten Rumberg in any way, said Lanceyer. Yeah, Beatrice Livingston, you've really done a bad thing here. You're going to regret this, I quite assure you. Heinous act. Wayland, what's Wayland saying? Ooh, Wayland raises concerns over Rumberg posturing. Ooh. Yeah, warns us to stay vigilant. I have a feeling that they would help us if we needed it. Right, yeah, I'm kind of intrigued. What is this late night at Rayne household? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about it. I can't seem to recall having... It could be and it could be nothing. But the last time we had late night at Rayne household, we were being hoiked out by Lanceyer and stuck before a court where we were put in prison for the rest of our life, pretty much. So, yeah, next session, we see what this is about. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, because, you know, I don't think it can be, can it? It can't be. But we'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow as we continue on this playthrough, as we continue towards war. But yeah, it's getting very exciting. I'm really, really enjoying this. Very much so. But I now got to dash to football. So no long outros here, folks. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying this as well. I know it's the second playthrough and all that, but we're getting to a completely different end point. We've got a potential election to look forward to. If we even get there, we've got a war that's coming. Oh, it's good stuff. But yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow as we continue this story. We've probably got about another 2 streams left, I would have thought. But yeah, looking forward to it. See you soon. Ooh.